Today, we are diving into the world of The Home Apothecary by Dugliss-Wesselman. Now, this is so much more than just a recipe book. Think of it as your personal guide to turning your own kitchen into a little sanctuary of natural wellness, one simple, amazing ingredient at a time. But first, let me ask you something. Go ahead. Think about your favorite lotion or shampoo. Have you ever actually flipped it over and tried to read that long list of ingredients? Yeah, if it looks more like a high school chemistry test, you are definitely not alone. It's crazy how little we know about what we put on our skin day in and day out. And that's exactly where this beautiful, time-honored solution comes into play. The whole idea of a home apothecary. It's an ancient craft, really. It uses ingredients straight from nature to solve a very modern problem, the fact that we're surrounded by harsh chemicals in almost everything we buy. So let's start right there. Let's dig into why so many people are looking for these natural alternatives. It really all boils down to this feeling of a chemical overload in our lives. The author's own story began because she had to find a solution. She was a hairstylist in New York City, surrounded by beauty products, but nothing she bought off the shelf could fix her own adult acne. It was that personal frustration that pushed her to go back to the basics. And here is a number that just might blow your mind. 60%. Your skin, which is your body's biggest organ, by the way, can absorb up to 60% of whatever you slather on it. Just let that sink in. A huge chunk of the stuff in your creams and soaps could actually end up inside your body. Suddenly, reading that ingredient list seems a lot more important, right?
So, if the problem is too many chemicals, what's the answer? Well, it's this really elegant and historically proven concept of the apothecary, a skilled artisan who uses what nature provides to create remedies.
And this isn't some new trend. Just look at this timeline. The craft of the apothecary goes back thousands and thousands of years. What used to be a special shop in town is now something we can recreate right in our own kitchens. It's kind of cool connecting this ancient craft to our modern DIY spirit. So what's the real payoff here? Well, when you make your own stuff, you're totally in charge. You get to control every single ingredient that goes into it. You can make it smell exactly how you want. You can keep the costs down. And this is the big one. You get to kick all those sketchy chemicals to the curb. Okay, so we've talked about the why. Now let's get to the fun part, the how. What do you actually need to start stocking your very own apothecary pantry? And the first thing you should know is that you don't need a sterile, white coat laboratory or a bunch of complicated gadgets. It all starts really simply with good quality natural ingredients, beautiful things like herbs and botanicals. Now, at the very heart of your pantry, you're going to find essential oils. These are basically super concentrated plant extracts, and they are the absolute powerhouses of your creations. Take lavender, for example. It's like the Swiss Army knife for calming you down and healing your skin. Or fennel, which is amazing for fighting off wrinkles. Next up, you need carrier oils. This is super important because essential oils are way too strong to put directly on your skin. So you have to dilute them with what's called a carrier oil, something like jojoba or sweet almond oil. They help carry all those amazing benefits safely into your skin. And here's where you can see how it all starts to click together. You could begin with an essential oil like lavender and a carrier oil like jojoba, which, by the way, is incredible because its structure is so similar to your skin's own natural oils. Then just add in some things you probably already have, like honey, which is a great antibacterial, or apple cider vinegar for a fantastic hair rinse. See? It's really that simple to get started. All right, now for the part you've been waiting for. Let's look at a few super simple, super effective recipes from the book that you could honestly go make as soon as this is over. This is where it all becomes real. Okay, for anyone out there who struggles with oily skin, this is a total game changer. Instead of those harsh cleansers that strip your skin and just make it produce even more oil, this natural recipe uses things like tea tree and turmeric to gently draw out the excess oil. It's so much better for your skin. Or how about a little spa day at home? Try this pore refining steam. It is so easy. You just mix these simple ingredients in a bowl, lean over it with a towel draped over your head, and just let that steam do its thing for about 10 minutes. It honestly feels like a reset button for your face. And this philosophy isn't just for your skin. Look at the difference it can make when you're cleaning your house. You can swap out the harsh fumes and all the mystery chemicals in a commercial sink scrub for a homemade version that smells fresh and amazing, and you know exactly what went into it. Okay, now before you go running to your kitchen to start mixing, let's just go over a few key tips. These are going to set you up for success on your journey to becoming a home apothecary pro. These tips from the author are absolutely golden. Keeping a little notebook or log is such a great idea, so you can track what works and what doesn't. And hygiene is non-negotiable. Always use clean, sterile containers and label them. And remember, because this stuff is fresh and natural, a lot of it will need to be kept in the fridge and used up pretty quickly, usually within a week. And last but not least, please remember this. Mastery really comes from trial and error. Not every single recipe is going to be perfect on the first try, and that is 100% okay. The real fun is in the journey, in experimenting and discovering what combinations work just right for you and your body. So there you have it, a quick peek into the world of the home apothecary. From understanding why we need it to stocking your pantry and trying out your first recipes, you've got a great starting point. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the first natural remedy you're excited to try making?